Well, sir, we just had our annual camp meeting at Funkin Center, and it was a great affair. Well, for several days we was pretty busy baking and cooking and making preparations for the camp meeting, and some of the committee allowed we ought to have lemonade for the Sunday school children, and in order to get it as cheap as possible, we dammed up the creek what runs back of the camp meeting grounds and put in 10 pounds of brown sugar and a half a dozen lemons and let the Sunday school children drink right out of the creek. Well, sir, I never see anybody cut up as many didos as old Jim Lawson did. Well, he just had to sing. Gosh, you couldn't head him off with a red lantern. So Jim stood up and sung something like this. An old colored preacher was a-preaching to his flock at the meeting house on Sunday morn, and he said, religion and that solid rock, sure as you are born, keep your feet in that straight and narrow path, and don't slip on that sinful gravel. Put your trust in the Lord and journey on, 'cause Jordan and my hard road to travel. Jim said he knowed a lot more of it, but he forgot of it, and we was kind of glad he had. While some of the sermons preached at that camp meeting beat anything I ever heard in my life. We'd been having a good many arguments about monopolies and trusts, and one minister got up and said, "Oh, my dear beloved brothers and sisters, yea, verily I say unto thee, we should not be too severe upon the monopolists. If we read the scriptures closely, we observe our forefathers were all monopolists. Adam and Eve had a monopoly upon the Garden of Eden and would have had it until this day, no doubt, had not Mother Eve got squeezed in the apple market. Yea, verily." We don't read that Pharaoh's daughter was in the milk business, and yet she took a great profit out of the water. Yea, verily. Well, Samantha Hoskins had to sing her favorite hymn. It went something like this. Oh, you need not come in the morning, neither in the heat of the day, but come along in the evening, Lord, and wash my sins away. Standing on the walls of Zion, looking at my ship come sailing over. Standing on the walls of Zion, looking at my ship come in. Well, Samantha wasn't much on the sing, but she done the best she knowed how. Just them two dogs got to fighting, and old Jim Lawson tried to get him apart, and he got his old peg leg in a post hole and fell down. The dogs got on top of him, and you couldn't tell which was Jim nor which was dog, and I'll be darned if he didn't bust up the camp meeting. Darned old fool.